There's no King Arthur or Knights of the Round Table here. Hi everyone, I'm Jacob, I'm the Cowhat Librarian, and I've got a great graphic novel to talk about. It is Squire and Knight by the very talented Scott Chantler. As the story starts, Squire works for Sir Kelton, a brave knight who's accomplished amazing deeds and has defeated numerous monsters, at least according to the stories he tells his squire, who hasn't actually witnessed any of these things, but he's willing to give Sir Kelton the benefit of the doubt. They come across a small town that's nearly deserted. The town is nearly deserted because it lost a lot of trade due to a bridge outside of town being destroyed by a local dragon, a great black dragon who destroyed the bridge either with its fire or tail or its talons, depending on the person telling the story. Well, Sir Kelton is certainly heroic, and he promises the villagers that he will ride away on his noble steed and defeat the dragon. And then he doesn't come back. And the squire isn't quite sure what to do about things. He tells the villagers that, well, of course Sir Kelton is going to fight the dragon. He's a brave knight. He's fought all these amazing battles, according to him. And the villagers are a little more doubtful. To fill his time, the squire keeps a journal of all the things that he's hearing from the townsfolk, and he reads various books at the local library. And he starts realizing that something is amiss in this town. The stories just don't seem to match up, and no one actually saw it happen. The villagers know there's a dragon nearby, and they see it flying overhead. But when a building in the village gets burnt, everyone says, "The dragon did it, the dragon did it," and believe that, even when it seems fairly unlikely to the squire. They get ready to march off on the dragon's lair, and the squire heads off in a different direction. He follows this bony skeleton dog that was the reincarnated pet of a boy in town and falls down a well. At the bottom of the well was a false wall, an illusion, and by following the pathway past the illusion, Squire finds his way into the basement of the wizard's tower. A wizard had previously lived in the town and done great magical things, and his spell book was one of the town's treasures. And now the dragon was inhabiting the ruined tower. When Squire arrives, Sir Kelton is still alive and held in a cage, and the dragon is not impressed with Sir Kelton, and Squire isn't either. And so they make a deal that if Squire can find the wizard's spellbook and bring it to the dragon will let Sir Kelton free. And he'll leave the village alone, as he has done all along, because he claims he has never destroyed anything. This was phenomenal. I picked it up while we were at the library as a family, and while my kids were coloring some coloring sheets, I sat down and read the whole thing from front to end. It was wonderful. Chantler basically took the story of The Sword and the Stone, with King Arthur as a young boy who's a squire who gets blamed for everything and people doesn't think he knows anything, who ends up being smart and the actual hero of the story, to a bumbling knight, and just did some really, really fun stuff with it. The dragon is an incredible character. The barbs he trades regarding Sir Kelton are very, very funny, and it's easy to believe that this dragon is just hanging out there. He just wanted the wizard's tower and his spellbook. He doesn't really care about the town. He doesn't want to wreck it. Why would he? He's a great character. The individual townsfolk have a ton of character. They're all very, very unique people, and it was so great. The illustration style is fun and clear, and I really liked Chantler's choice to go with more muted colors and keep the whole palette a little on the darker side, a little on the grayer side of things. It made the whole story feel a little more grounded than a multicolor kaleidoscope effect would have. It was fantastic, folks. If you like any sort of mixed up fairy tale, fractured fairy tale type stories, I think you'd get a lot out of this. If you like sort of fantasy-ish adventure stories, maybe things like the Five Worlds graphic novels, maybe Amulet by Kazuki Buishi, you'd probably get a lot out of this. Now, with that said, it wasn't perfect. There are spoilers ahead because I have to talk about the deal breaker. The deal breaker is simply this. It's not longer. I loved it. It was so funny, so well realized, so well drawn, so well paced. Scott Chantler is incredibly talented, and this was phenomenal. As the story goes on, the townsfolk are marching on the tower. They're going to tear into it and defeat the dragon. And Squire is begging for Sir Kelton's life and agrees to bring the spellbook to the dragon if he'll spare Sir Kelton. The dragon gives him an hour, and it's all revealed that it's a boy in the village who messed up everything. He stumbled into the wizard's tower. He used the spellbook to try to bring his dog back to life, which is why there's that skeleton dog running around. He was the one who blew up the bridge and set fire to the house. It was that boy all along, not the dragon. And so when Squire finds all this out, he's perfectly happy to hand the spellbook off to the dragon, who will know what to do with it. And he even makes a deal with the dragon that the dragon will loan the town some of his treasure to help them rebuild their bridge. And there's this great negotiation between Squire and the dragon for the interest rate that the dragon should be charging the villagers. It's very, very funny. The dragon is a character for the ages. I cannot recommend this enough. Go borrow it from your local public library, or honestly, go pick up a copy from your local bookstore. It's that good. On that public library note though, if you use and appreciate the services offered by your local public library, why not take just 1 minute and tell the powers that be exactly that? Tell your mayor, tell a council member, tell your MP or MLA that you use and appreciate the services offered by your public library. We're at a time where many libraries are having trouble finding sustainable funding to continue improving the programs and materials and services they offer. And a few good words in the right ears might make a world of difference. If by some chance you're a library staff member, don't forget that watching my videos counts as professional development time. With that, thanks for listening to me talk about how great this graphic novel is. By all means, please like, please subscribe, and please check back to see what else I have to talk about from the Cowhat Library. Thank you. Bye now.